Hi everyone, Joe Carrick, Managing Broker of Coldwell Banker in Danville, and this is your San Ramon Valley real estate update the week of June 1st. Welcome. As we get out of this COVID-19 shelter in place, we're starting to see things pick up. There's more cars on the road, more people out there. We're going to start seeing other services open up. Restaurants are starting to open up, where we have always tried to please, support our local community and our local restaurants. As you know, we've been doing it by really promoting the restaurants that are offering delivery and takeout. But along with, the good news from COVID-19, obviously this last week has been a real tough week for the entire United States with the violent protests out there. And, the people that have basically taken the message of the peaceful protesters and just caused the destruction. Well, God bless those peaceful protesters and the cause that they have, but also God bless our law enforcement that keeps us safe. So let's dive right into where we are, and the market is super strong, and we're going to see that it's a continuation of that. First off, people always ask me, where do I think the prices are going to go? Well, when you look at our first slide, you can see nationwide, and remember, we're a lot stronger in the Bay Area than a lot of parts of the nation, but still nationwide, the Mortgage Bankers Association, Zelman, Fannie Mae, National Association of Realtors, and Freddie Mac all expect appreciation not only this year, but through 2001, and also for the most part through 2021, and also through 2022. And when we look at the market, I always talk to you about the absorption rate, and I always talk to you about the supply and demand, because you could drop me any place in the United States and just show me the supply and demand, and I'll tell you where the market's going. Well, you can see back here, and in 2010, at the worst case, there was 8.5 months of inventory on the market. That would be how long it would take to burn off all the inventory. And you can see it went all the way down in 2017, down to 3 months. Now remember, anything around less than 6 or less than 5 months is considered a seller's market, and that's certainly where we've been in the past. Now you see a little uptick because remember, towards the end of 2018, the interest rates actually jumped up a little bit and settled the market down. And then all of a sudden at the beginning of this year, with the interest rates being lower again, the market just took off. And what we're experiencing in the real estate market is, normally March 1st is just so busy. Like February was, I mentioned before, was the best February in 13 years. Well, we didn't really lose anything in the market. It really just paused. So now our June 1st is like we're getting into our spring season. And one of the things you can see nationwide, that today there's 4.1 months of inventory on the market. That's actually considered a seller's market, and that's nationwide. And you'll see that we're holding a pretty strong seller's market. Having said that, there's a lot of inventory still out there. Even though the absorption rate is very good, there's still a lot of inventory. So it's a good time to be a buyer out there too. And let me show you. So in the San Ramon Valley, in San Ramon, the city of San Ramon, you can see that inventory has been staying pretty steady, but look at the pending sales the last couple of weeks. So that's what I mean by absorption rate. As we talked about before, in San Ramon and Danville, we went from 80 active homes in 1 week to 120. And then it was like, okay, here it comes, because we knew there was a lot of pent-up demand going out there. And the Danville office of Coldwell Banker, there's the activity of getting contractors out, getting stagers out, and coming soon listings is just going nuts. So we know there's going to be inventory that hit the market, but it's all about the absorption. So we had a big flow of inventory about 3-4 weeks ago, but the last 3 weeks have been really steady in that absorption. Those homes have been burnt off. So really where the market goes right now, I would say that it's a good time to be a buyer because you have a lot of homes to choose from. But the seller, you can see that it's basically kind of a seller's market, if you've got a nice listing. So we know there's going to be more listings come on the market, and we know there's going to be more buyers. So we'll be looking really carefully, and I'll be reporting it here every week, what the absorption rate is and where the market's going. So right now, I'm going to say it's a good time to be a buyer with interest rates at around 3%, or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on what you're borrowing. The jumbo market is still a little bit tighter, but money is out there and money is cheap. So you see in the San Ramon, the city of San Ramon, the market's still very strong from the seller standpoint, from pending sales. Same thing in Danville. You can see actually the inventory's gone down in Danville. Well, that's because look at the pending sales have jumped up. And now the closing sales are starting to jump up also as all those pending start to sell. So again, the absorption rate in Danville has been fantastic. Same thing in Blackhawk, because look at, you have still a lot of pending sales, but look at the active properties has gone down also. So again, when we look up the absorption in San Ramon, Danville, and Blackhawk, the pendings are outpacing the new homes that come on the market. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks as we see more and more homes starting to get ready. Because it was only less than a month ago that we could actually get contractors and stagers out in occupied homes, out in really any homes. And so it sometimes takes 2 to 3, 4 weeks to get a home ready to go. Well, look at Alamo. You can see the inventory has picked up a little bit in Alamo, but the pending sales have stayed pretty steady. So I would consider Alamo, which is a smaller market, just because the number of homes that are there, still strong and steady. And this is the chart that everyone wants to always see, is list price to sold price percentage. I'm still getting those calls, hey, when are the foreclosures going to happen? Hey, it ain't happening. You can see, look at Danville. Obviously San Ramon's holding steady, 97, 98% of asking. Danville basically 100% of asking the last 3 weeks. And Blackhawk's been staying really strong. Now you see Alamo at 106% of asking. Well, there was 3 closings in Alamo, and 1 closed well above asking price. And so the other 2 closed a little bit less. So it kind of knocked the numbers out of balance a little bit. But the bottom line is, from a seller standpoint, if you put a fair price out there, you're going to sell it for about asking price, if the price is fair. And if you're a buyer, you can go out there and purchase a home for asking price that you might normally in February have to get in a bidding war over it. So again, the market is extremely strong, extremely active. Pending sales are strong. If you want more information, please reach out to me. My number, again, managing broker of Coldwell Banker in Danville, 925-487-6838, Joe Carrigan, Comcast.net. And I'd be more than happy to help you or put you in touch with someone that can tell you what the value of your home is now coming out of the COVID-19. One other thing I want to add, it's funny, I got my car wash today, and we talk about supporting the community. And there was a lady behind me that went up to the register after I paid. And thank God the car washes are open now, because mine was getting pretty, I could drive it through the car wash, so I kept the outside pretty clean, but the inside was getting pretty disgusting. So thank God, the car washes are open now. But the lady behind me, went up to the register, and I could hear, I walked away to keep my 6 feet, distance. And I could hear the lady said, she obviously had a coupon for free car wash. And she goes, did you want to use a coupon for this car wash? And the lady goes, no, I'll pay for this one, because I really appreciate you guys being open, and I know you could probably use the money, and I'll just use the free car wash down the line. Wow. And that's what's getting behind your community is all about. And we need to get behind our communities. We've really been pushing the restaurants, because even when the restaurants are open, I will tell you that where restaurants have been open, like up in Napa, there's been like an hour and a half wait to get in a restaurant. Because remember, they're only running 25 to 40% of capacity. So please support the restaurants when they open up, outside dining, inside dining. And I know sometimes it's not always convenient. I know you might have to wait in line, but let's really support our community out there. And again, as far as everything that's going on, we're finally getting out of COVID. Then we got hit with, the violence, these peaceful protests kind of got hijacked a little bit. So again, I want to, pray for those people, that are protesting peacefully, and say a prayer for our law enforcement that keep us safe and protect us. And as I always say every week, may God bless you and your family, and the United States of America, and keep you safe. We'll see you next week.